What's going on, everyone? It's your boy DeAnte, Break the Cycle Section. How you doing? And welcome to another weekly Break the Cycle FS chart and analysis video. In this video, I'm going to cover GBP USD, EURUSD, USD30, Gold, USDCAD, EURGBP, and USDJPY. If you want to join us on our chart analysis sessions live, be sure to check the description below to join our free Telegram channel where I drop all the chart markups from this actual live chart analysis, so you can have that with you throughout the week to be able to jump in any profitable positions as they happen. You can also check out our Break the Cycle FX Forex Training Academy. That link is also down below. Inside of our academy, I do live training, live trading, and live Q&A sessions, as well as we send out signals and lookout alerts for potential setups as they're happening live in the market with a lot more. So to check out everything we offer, go ahead to breakthecyclefs.com. That link is also down below. And as always, if you find this training helpful or beneficial, be sure to click that like button, drop a comment below if you have any questions. I'll be sure to get to them as soon as possible. And also, click on the subscribe and notification bell so you get updated every time we drop a new analysis, a new live trading markup, or any other kind of training that we drop every week. So without further ado, let's get into the live chart and analysis session for this week. I do want to let you guys in on something really big. If you haven't heard, or you haven't been on my Facebook page, I have an interview that's going to be airing February 23rd on the Word Network. It's going to be airing out to about 98 million households. It's my first really international TV interview. So if you guys want to check that out, February 23rd at 9 p.m. If you don't follow me on Facebook, follow me, and you're going to hear about it all week. All right. I just want to play this quick intro, real quick.
The Forex pastor is on television. Hallelujah.
Oh, dear Duncan, what's going on here, brother?
What's going on, bro?
I'm gonna play this with you guys real quick, and then we're gonna move on.
God Be Millionaire. Hey, TC Bradley, host of God Be Millionaire TV. I'm on set with my man DeAnte Section. DeAnte, you brought the thunder here on this segment.
Thanks, brother.
Hey, man, listen, if you're watching this, this show is going to drop this Sunday night on the Word Network, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You need to listen in to my man, DeAnte Section. Tune in. Don't you dare miss it.
So that's it. Pretty big deal. Pretty exciting. I want to say something else. I forgot just that fast. But yeah, that's next February 23rd. So go ahead and check it out. Check out my last post on my Facebook page or on our fan page, and you can get all the information on how you can live stream. All right. So moving on. Last week we covered about 5 or 6 pairs, I believe. So what I'm going to do this week, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at the charts from last week and see how far, what was the outcome, and then what is the next move that we could potentially look for, all right? Before we do look at all those charts, though, let's look at the news. Tomorrow is President's Day, right, in the U.S., so we might not have a lot of movement, okay? So tomorrow for USD pairs and US30 and all those, it's going to be mostly retail trader driven, okay? Retail trader driven, guys like you and me, okay? Tuesday, we got mixed news, Great Britain pairs, euros. Wednesday is our heaviest day, CAD news, USD news, and in trade oil, Wednesday is the day that you want to be looking at that, okay? Thursday and Friday, that's some heavy euro news. So, should be a pretty good week after Monday. Should be able to find a lot of pretty good moves, all right? The first pair we're going to look at, we're going to review is the Euro USD. All right, so looking on the daily time frame last week, we saw that Euro USD was at the key support level right here, all right? So we already started to see it go a little bit bullish. We're expecting it, or we wanted to see it buy all the way back up. Okay, it's about 1.0994, all right, and then potentially fall again. But we also saw a couple of lower levels to where if it stayed in the support level, it could bounce right off of 1.0950. I mean, not bounce, reject off of 1.0950, which we know is a institutional bank rate, right? 50, 80, 100, all right? 20, 50, 80, 100 are all institutional bank rates. So it could have rejected from the support resistance level and come down, but ultimately we're looking for this buy back up for the retest of the breakout at 1.0995, all right? And then on the 4 hour, when we broke it down even lower, we saw that we were at the bottom of our bearish channel, okay? And this is that pullback to 1.0994 right here, all right? That was to retest this breakout over here, is what we're looking at. But another possibility was it could also break that resistance level and go all the way back up to the top of the channel before rejecting back down. Then we broke it down with our EMAs and we saw that the top of our channel was lining up with the 200 EMA here, all right, which you know is a pretty strong fluid resistance level, okay? Usually if price is bearish or bullish, if it retraces back to the 200 EMA or the 50, we expect rejection, all right? So if it did break our trend line from the breakout, then that was the next level we'll look at. At any rate, we were prepared to take the sell no matter what level it hit, right? So let's see what EURUSD has done since last week off of our daily time frame. So, looking at our daily time frame, what is it that happened? It ended up rejecting off of that 1.0950 level and continued to sell down. Okay, this drop was about 0.950, 128 pips. All right, so that bearish move, that fall, and just continued to fall. Going down to the 4 hour time frame. Here it is right here. Price came up to 1.0954 exactly, and then rejected right back down. Broke our trend line, retested to the trend line, and then another drop there. All right. So, with that being said, let's go back up. Let's remove a couple of these things. Oh, my bad. Let's see what we could possibly expect this week. Check off everything here. We're going to go up to the daily time frame. So, in this instance, when we're looking at the charts, we're looking at marking up the charts, And what do we always do? We always look left, right? We look left to see where it's the next support level or resistance level, right? Now, if you're looking on the chart and you look left and there's nothing there, you need to go up another time frame. Okay? Don't try to guess it. Just go up another time frame and so you'll see structure. All right? So go to the weekly. Now, weekly time frame on next support levels are where price is at. Here. Here. Okay? It's probably gonna go here. I'll keep that on for now. All right? So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna chart this. I'm gonna start a fresh markup and we're gonna chart this one. As if we're looking at it one more time. So, what I like to do is, you guys have seen me do this before, is I mark up my support and my resistance with the fib. Okay? So I'm not guessing. I mark up my support and my resistance with the fib. And this is actually a new, actually I'll keep this. This is a new fib setup. I'm using different fib levels, all right? I have the 0, the 0.236, the 382, the 0.62, the 0.705, and the 0.79, all right? 0.62, 0.705, and the 0.79. So, let's take this from width to width. Now from here, all I'm going to do is mark off every fib level. All right. Now, this middle levels right here, I call these my kill zone levels. All right. I call these my kill zone levels because when price retraces to these levels, it's usually where if it is going to reject, it's going to reject at these levels. All right. So I'm going to make all 3 of these levels red. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mark them off also. I'm bad. Okay, and then all right. Now we have our support and resistance levels. Right now, these levels don't mean nothing unless price is interacting at them. Okay, these levels don't mean nothing unless price is interacting at them. So we'll look left and we'll see that price consolidated between the 62 and 705 and tested the 62 multiple times here. Okay, we have multiple retested the 79 level here, and so on and so forth. We can see that price is interacted at all these levels. All right, so we know now that the support resistance levels are valid. Okay, So what's the next step when we're starting to prepare? After we do support resistance, what do we want to find out? Who can tell me in the chat? Thanks, Shay. After we mark up our support resistance levels, what's the next step? Trend, right? Obviously, we can see that this is the downtrend, but we need to go ahead and drop our trend lines. Okay. Now remember, this is based off the weekly, okay? But still in the weekly time frame, all right? But once we get to these major areas, these are all major support resistance. These trend lines on the weekly are stronger than our 1 hour, our 4 hour, and our daily trend lines, okay? So when we actively chart it up on this bigger time frame, we'll be able to break it down on the smaller time frames and be more confident in our levels and the direction we're going, all right? So now we have our channel. And just looking at this right off the bat, what do we see? That price is getting close to the bottom of our channel, but it's also at a strong weekly support level, the 0.79, okay? So with that being said, what will we be looking for just looking at this weekly time frame at some point soon? If we're hitting a major support level, being close to the bottom of our channel, we want to be looking for possibly a buy, right? But like it's done up here at this level. This is okay. So at every one of these levels, what do we get? We got a rejection first, right? Multiple rejections first before they go, right? Rejection here. Well, this one came down just a little bit, broke through, came back up, boom, rejected again, and then consolidated, and then this 62705 channel, right? So looking at this up here, with the breakout now, we don't want to see it reject back up. And at least retest, right? At least retest some point soon. At that support level, or if it breaks the support level that we're looking at down here, okay? At some point. So let's break this down a little more. And so let me go ahead and give you guys this. All the charts that I'm covering will be dropped on all of our channels, okay? All the Telegram channels and the Slack channel. So, but for now, I'm only dropping everything inside of our Slack channel, and then I'll transfer it over, okay, to everything else. So let's look at the daily. Let's see if we can see any kind of patterns or anything that might give us an idea of a reversal starting to come, right? At the moment, there was nothing that's telling us that this is the reverse at any moment, at the price level it's at now, right? Looking off of the daily, okay? Based off the daily time frame, we will be expecting this to continue to fall, at least to our support level, then we're going to see what happens, right? So nothing in the daily is going to tell us what's going to happen on this. Let's go down to the 4 hour. All right. Now, on the 4 hour, we're starting to see just a little bit of consolidation here. but there's no real sign saying that it's a reverse right here, right? So you would still expect it to go bearish. So you just have to wait to see what happens, right? Even if let's throw EMAs on here. What's happening? I have my, this is the 10, 15, 50, and this is the 50 smooth moving average, and then my 200, all right? Looking left, price has been heavily respecting our 15 EMA, right? So if you see a pullback to the 15 and the trend is time, that was a good entry, right? That was a good entry on this time frame. The 15-minute EMA is being respected. So every time I put back to it, it'll be a good entry for continuation, right? There's still nothing telling us that it's ready to reverse. So we just have to wait to see what happens down here. Okay. Even on the this is the 4 hour. Okay. On the 4 hour, let's do that to the 1 hour. Let me see something. All right, let's break this down in 1 hour. Now, inside of this level, right now, we basically have price track, right? We got resistance way up here, support way down here. Of course, if you're going to trade off in 1 hour looking for smaller opportunities, then you want to start shutting it up on that time frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop some institutional bank rates. Okay? Institutional bank rates. Something like that. Oh no. Let's just say bank rates. Bank rates. And then 000. Let's do 200, 500, or 20, 50, 20, 50, and 80. Okay? These are institutional bank rates. All right? With the 100 bank rates and the 50 bank rates, we'll call those majors if we want, and 20, 80, we'll call them minors. All right? So, write that down. I'm taking a little bit more extra time on this one because I'm not going to walk through the other charts the same way, all right? So let's just do it like this. Let's start at 0. All right, so this bank rate, this weekly 7.9 is almost lined up perfectly with 0.0800 bank rate. So that's pretty solid, right? So the next level is 0.0820. We're gonna make this a different color. Here, 20, 50, 0.0850. Close enough. 0.0880. 0.0900. 0.920. 0.950. 0.980. And look, the weekly 705 is almost lined up perfectly with 1.1000. Okay, so now we have our minor support resistance levels based off of the 1 hour time frame. Okay, from here we can also drop our trend lines. Let's get this one lined up pretty good. Okay. Alright, let's do something now. Alright. So now, what kind of bias can we draw from this? Next time it pulls up, here, or here, if you're a short-term trader, you could possibly look at the sell back down to this level. Right? Right here, we're right at 0.0850. So you know if it pulls up here, you could take it to at least back down to the next bank rate of 0.0820, catch 30 pips. Right? Throw our EMAs on here. This second pullback up here, if it pulled back up here, will line up with our EMA 50. Okay? So this is short term. And then I'm looking for this. That's that. Okay. Back up from, this is taking out 100 pips at a time. So 1.0800 to 1.0900, or just every buy, when it breaks, take it from one level to the next. What happens every time it breaks the level? It resets anyway, right? Boom, resets. Breaks this level, resets. Breaks this level, resets. So on the way back up, set the buy back up, okay? Take your money out the market, wait for the retest, and ride it again to the next level. Once it breaks, take your money out the market, wait for the retest, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Everyone good? Okay, let me take this shot. Let me bring this bank rate thing over here too. Is that good? All right. Does that method of dropping support resistance first the fib on the higher levels, then in the in-between levels, this is the bank rates, does that make it a lot simpler? I mean, how fast can you do that, right? All right, I just dropped that 1 hour chart right there in Slack. Like I said, I'll be moving it. We can actually do this too. You have a intermediate level right there also, right? So, all right. Next chart was the USDJPY daily 4 hour. All right. So USDJPY. This is right here. On the daily time frame. Look at the see last week. We saw that price that came up to one of our bank rates here, 110.100, okay? And then it started to reject back down. But we also saw it started making, price actually started to break down a little bit. It started making higher lows, right? Higher lows, the first time the price may reverse, okay? We were expecting, or we wanted to see was the price would break this support level here at 10950, okay? That's 10960. But if it broke this support level here and then retested, we would then enter for a sell back down to support level 1 and 2. Okay. Looking at it on the 4-hour, it just broke down a little bit more clear. Let me go back over here again. Okay, cool. So what we're looking at is if price did not reject off of this trend line, or if it did reject off of this trend line, we're going to look for the buyback up. But if it broke that trend line and came back up for the retest, we're going to take the sell back down. Okay. So let's see what we're looking at. If I could find it. USD. There you go. So we got the rejection off of the level it was at. Clean this up a little bit. We got the rejection off the level where it's at, right? It never broke that end trend line. Okay, it's just kind of making it's creating a market pattern, all right, and just kept on consolidating a little bit, rejecting off of that level of 1/1000. Okay, let's go down to the 4-hour, take a closer look. We can see our trend line is still being heavily respected. Currently, I see a potential double bottom here, okay, which means that it could possibly buy back up one more time. So, from this 4-hour time frame, we're still looking forward to buy, but now we could do this. Okay, now we can do this. We could say that if price rejects off of this level here again, I'll say profits will be where? Up there at the top of our channel, right? That is about 20, 36. That's about 35 pip channel right here, okay? But if it breaks down and breaks the trend line and then resets, we're going to end up looking for the sell. But the way it's looking right now, it may looks like it continue to buy up. Looks like it continue to buy up. This looks like to me like a bullish flag. I actually even a rising, maybe like a little rising wedge. Look for something like that, right? But until then, you're only gonna go for this right here. Until it shows us a breakout, just we're looking at short term. Okay. Yeah, 34 pips there. If it breaks out, next level is about 65 pips. Victoria EMA is on here. It's definitely still in the buyer's market, right? Based off our EMAs, not even looking at TDI, it's definitely still in the buyer's market. So once it breaks out and retest, You can look for another entry. Okay? Does this make sense? Could be a head and shoulders. Let's see something here. I see it right there. Yeah. Yep. If it is, if that ends up playing out, you know, if it ends up being like a bigger situation, then the breakdown, if it does break the bottom, then take the sell off the retest back up. Was that what you were talking about? Even looking at this, that looks more like a falling wedge, doesn't it? Coming down and buy up. So all right. Let me do this. USDJPY or let me go back to the daily real quick also. Oops. Give me one moment, guys. I want to drop a counter trend on here. I feel like that counter trend should be a different color. Is this a confusion to you guys? Like, really come back and look at this chart. Would it be clear what you're looking for? Let me know. One person? Like, the whole point of us doing these sessions, right? And then giving you guys the charts afterwards. And so throughout the week, when I'm not on video or something like that, you guys can look at the chart and be able to assess what to do, right? It doesn't make sense if you don't understand the chart when you go back to look at it. So I think more than one person let me know if this chart was all right to them, if you'll be able to go back and assess what you're looking for when you go back and look at it or not. And then I can readjust, okay? A little noisy? Yeah. Okay. Maybe if I don't make this black. All right, I'm gonna give this to you guys. All right. Maybe the 1 hour is more clear. We'll go with this one. Oh, cool. So let's check out next page, EURGBP. We got a 4 hour chart on that one from last week. So EURGBP, what we're looking for? We're looking for rejection off of this resistance level at our institutional bank rate of 0.8500. And we're looking for the breakdown once it broke our trend line on the retest to into the sell and took it down to 84.20. Okay? That's off the 4 hour. Let's see what it did. That thing played out. Rejected right at 8,500. Then with the cards, it didn't come all the way back up to the retest here, right? So we really entered down here off the retest at 148 pips, right? Take 5.1 is hit for 30 pips. Boom. That's 1 hour. So from here, what we're gonna look for? Let's go to the daily. Right? Remember what I said before? Even though we have this support levels here, I still want to see what I'm looking over here. Right? I want to see what's the next level after this support level right here. Right? So let's go open up the time frame daily. I don't know what that was. All right. So looking at the daily time frame, it's not gonna be pips at all. All right. Looking at the daily time frame, what are we expecting from here? What would you guys expect? If you were to pull up the chart, what would you expect from what price is that now?
I think it looks like another double bottom situation.
Another double bottom? All right. I agree with you. It does definitely look like a double bottom. Even on a 4 hour, when you have something like this in the 4 hour, and if it was like a 15 minute 1 hour, I would be like, okay, well, it might not be too strong. But being that we're on a 4 hour and we have a potential double bottom here, which is also at a major support level, when we look left, when prices here before, we got a strong look down to this level and a huge rejection back left, right? Last time it was there. 293 pips, okay? And this is the second time we're back down here. Only the second time in a very long time, okay? So, with that being said, I would definitely look for rejection. This is just the 21 pip zone. Okay. Let's press that now. 8,300. So this rejection, we rejected that before. This is at a bank rate. 0.8300. Okay. We know that these levels are strong, right? So I'm not really gonna look at it. Let's do this right now. What's going on here? I'll leave it. All right. So we got a huge major support level here. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and let's say this. Let me check this trend line, see where it's coming from. So weekly, okay. Let's go down to the 4 hour. I'll be expecting this. Buybacks up here, okay. This will be take off on 1. Ultimately though, this is what I'm looking for. A retest. And then a retest of the original breakout. Okay. A retest of this breakout from this level here. All right. That's the overall. We're going to drop this down to the 4 hour and we're going to actually see if we can find some kind of market structure indicating that if this is the turnaround and buyback line. If it doesn't break that trend line though, are we still going to take a buy? Are we going to hold this buy? If this ends up rejecting off this level, will we hold the buy if it doesn't break that trend line? I wouldn't even, if I was to take a buy up, I wouldn't even, my take profit would be at this level, and then I'll wait for it to break and retest. Right? I wouldn't even try to enter down here and set take profit way up here. I'm going to ride that thing up. As it steps up, I'm going to keep on extracting my profit. Right? As it could come up here, and it could reject, or it could just reject right off this level and just play around. Right? And now, you can't look at the rest of the market, or you can't take as many trades as you want. If you go heavy on this one, if you double stacked it, triple stacked it, now your capital is tied up. So just take it to the next level and wait for the retest. You feel me? All right, let me see here. Let's see what we can do on the lower time frames to see what kind of interest we're going to be looking at, if there's any patterns forming. This just looks ugly. I don't know what. We can't possibly, let's throw EMAs on here. This looks really ugly. All right, So we could possibly we could drop it. Let's just leave it like this actually. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Minute time frame. Nice little hand to show this pattern there. All right, now we can do something with this. I want to jump a trend line straight across here, but the market's moving right now. So what we could say is this. Right now, it's consolidating. If it breaks out the top, wait for the retest. And then take it out.
I know this, you haven't really touched on RSIs, but it's a, looks like divergence on an RSI too.
Divergence. Yeah, I usually use this CDI here.
Yeah, if you look at the daily RSI and from where it came down previously to that level, and then where it came down again, there's divergence. It looks like.
Yeah, and then we also have sharpen out the water is what we call it. Basically, when the RSI, this is the RSI on the Traders Dynamic Index. So when that breaks out the bottom of these Bollinger Bands or volatility bands, right, we're expected to slingshot back up. But one thing you gotta notice is this: if you use the TDI, which I highly recommend everyone at least look at the TDI. I use it on all my charts. Is that what we would get is a market formation on the TDI too. Okay, usually if it's about to buy, we'll get a double bottom on the TDI. Okay, just like we did here. Price fell down, came back up, double bottom, and balled up. Right? It shows it right here on the candles, double bottom, it balled up. Over here, we can't really see the double bottoms on the candle. I mean, we're looking at the candle chart, but we look at CDI to see it create a double bottom and then it balled up. And that lines up perfectly with how price reacted and then it balled up, right? So, with that being said, this is only the first time that this RSI line has popped out of the Bollinger Bands, okay? So I would expect it to come back up, create a double bottom, and then once, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's an orange line in here, right? This orange line is what we call a trigger line. So once the RSI line crosses above trigger line, that's the entry signal for a buy, okay? If the RSI line crosses below, okay, below the trigger line, that's the entry for a sell. So what we're going to look for is that RSI line will come up, create a double bottom, and once it crosses back over the trigger line, that will be your entry for the buy, looking on the daily time frame, all right? Now, that same methodology works in all time frames. So if we were just not analyzing this in the 1 hour time frame, oh, my bad. Did not mean to do that. Hold on. Let me reset here. Way up here. My bad, guys. If we look at this on the 1 hour, you can see down here, I don't know how good you guys can see this, but price, the RSI line came down to market sentiment. This is market sentiment, this yellow line, right? As a matter of fact, if you're inside the free Telegram group, I'll drop a PDF on the TDI so you guys can understand it, okay? I'll drop that inside the free Telegram group. I think it's extremely powerful. But We had a drop here, and then we're going to get a double bottom on the market sentiment, okay? Now, anytime this market sentiment, this double line right here, is above the 50, where's the 50 at? Okay. When it's above the 50, that's how you know that you're in the overall buyer's market. Below the 50, you know you're in the overall seller's market, okay? Whenever this market sentiment goes down to the 20, though, that's how you know that the market is going to reverse back up, okay? Or that should give you an indication that the market will soon reverse back up, okay? So it's already done that. Now RSI is above this market sentiment, showing the short-term buyer's market. We get a double bottom to the market sentiment right here, and then I want to see a push up for the buy. Was that too much? Oh wait, my bad.
That makes sense. I like that.
All right, cool. 1 second, guys.
Trying to make this dream come true. I used to spend the night in hotel parking lots. What was I gonna do? I ain't had nowhere to stay.
All right, make sure you guys mute it. Thank you. And I'm gonna drop this shot here. Okay, I'm gonna drop it with that CDI because I know not everyone uses it. But like I said, I'm gonna put that PDF in the free Telegram group so you guys can check it out, right? All right, so I feel like I should move this over. All right. And then you can also drop more trend lines in there if you guys like. I just want to keep it a little bit clean until it breaks one zone, right? So okay, so let me go over that real quick, Deja. I got you. So just to look at this CDI real quick. If the market, yeah, I thought the market sentiment to be above the 50. Okay, so yes, if the market sentiment is above 50, and that is a stronger buy, okay, above the 50 static here. What's mine? Right here, right? So this is the overall seller's market, which we already know, right? But now we're trying to look for where we'll reverse at, okay? This entire time it's been falling, you can tell this RSI has been below this market sentiment line here, right? Now, when our market sentiment goes down close to 20, down here, or it starts to go down here, that's when we start looking for the reversals, okay? Now that this RSI has broken above this market sentiment line, right? That's a short-term buy signal, okay? Once this market sentiment climbs above the 50, then you know you're in a stronger buy. So this first pullback here, once it starts to buy up, it could just be a pullback, okay? It could just be a pullback. If we did it just a little bit deeper, and I drop the fib here, it'll be a pullback up to the 62. And then come back down again. Does that make sense? So the buyback up will be more risky until it breaks key levels, until it breaks the trend line, right? So this first buy here is more risky than this second buy here, okay? Because once it breaks the trend line, then that reversal will be more confirmed. Okay, so more risky entries down here, safer entries up here after the break. Yes. Yep. All right. Next is gold. Did I drop this chart earlier in this show? Nope, I didn't drop it yet. All right. Let me drop this chart first before we move on. There we go. All right. So we're just gonna keep it simple, guys. All right. No indicators, no gadgets. Just keeping it simple. My next chart's gonna be gold. So I had two setups on gold. So let me show you guys. So Sunday, what's that? Let me find the chart. So Sunday, when we first looked at gold, we have one bias, and then I came back and looked at it again. And this is what we came up with. All right, this is gonna be fine. All right, so when we first looked at gold, here's the daily time frame. We saw a potential end of shoulders pattern, right? So we wanted to see the sell down, then a break, therefore continue to sell down, possibly if that happened, okay? And then we zoomed in more on a 4-hour time frame. We saw that we were testing the level 1574.98, and we're looking for rejection from here back down, and then possibly that's this line, and then rejection back up, right? And here it is on the 1 hour broken down even more. This level we're at shown resistance level, okay? And we said if it broke our index line, we'll look for the retest, and this is another break, another retest, and then sell back down. This was on Sunday. Then I went back and I looked at the chart. I checked up on the charts this week. I wasn't feeling too well. My whole family was really sick. But I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I went back to check on our charts. And basically what I saw was price was just consolidating over, right? It didn't really break hard up or down, okay? This is what it did. We got the first drop here, okay? We got the first drop, and then came back up, and then it starts consolidating. Looking at it the second time on the 4-hour time frame, after that drop that came, I'm pretty sure I didn't see it before. Let me make sure. Don't see it. Nevertheless, it was the inverted hand and shoulders that developed. Okay? And then I came back and dropped this shot. So, okay, the sell doesn't look as promising as it did on Sunday. After a couple of days of price movement, this is what we have developing, and we'll look for the buy. This is on the 14th, February 14th, right? We'll look for the buy because of the inverted hand and shoulders. and then we throw EMAs on here, and we saw that it fell down to our 50 SMA on the 4 hour and rejected, still in a strong buyer's market, right? EMA 200 is way down here, okay? And prices was trending above our 50 static. So we got in just in time. I think it was like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes right after I dropped the chart, gold started buying all the way up, right? So I kind of already know the outcome on this one, but we're still gonna check it, okay? We're still gonna take a look on gold. I think as of Friday, we were up like 73 pips, 80 pips. I only dropped the chart on this one. I didn't drop the signal because a lot of people don't trade gold, or global accounts will go overtraded. So I'd rather just drop the chart and the heads up. All right. So with that being said, here we are now. Here we are now. Let me go a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Just make this show up. Please make yourself out. Go to the 4 hour time frame. All right, here we go. So, gold. That's on the 4 hour. All right. Gold start buying about 95 pips. Right now, it came back down, right? This is a retest, guys. This is a retest, okay? We had the breakout. This is a retest. I'm still expecting to buy up. Until it shows me different, that's my analysis. So go to buy up to about 1592. Okay? If we throw some EMAs on here, this is going to be lined up. We'll go back to the 4 hour real quick. Get back down to retest the 10. Okay? To come down further, yeah, I mean, it's gold. Okay? Gold, it can come all the way back down to this level right here. 1575, 1576. All right? Ultimately, I'm looking for it to come up to 1592 on next level. Okay? When price, if I take the EMA back off, when price broke this level of support, it retested multiple times and brought back up, right? Right now, this is a resistance level, okay? This is a resistance level. I'm still expecting to go up. I think I might drop this. With the EMAs, maybe not. So another thing is this, guys. What do we always say about the 50 EMA and price? What do we always say about the 50 EMA and price? The respects it. What else? When price pulls away so far from the 50, what does it end up wanting to do? Come back, right? It always wants to try to come back to that 50. Okay? So the price does pull back on the high. This is on the 4 hour. Let's start to respect the 15 EMA first. Okay? Just like it did here. Once it breaks above it, it will respect the fixing EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Okay? Once it breaks that 15, it's going to respect it back up as resistance and do what? It's going to come back to the 50. Okay? In this instance, it came all the way back to the 200. All right? So just keep that in mind when you guys are in your trades, and you see that maybe you took a bad entry, but you're getting close to like the 15 EMA at the 4-hour. You might want to hold it. Okay? But more than likely, it's better respected. All right. Is there any questions about anything so far? Anything at all? So
retest of the kill zone, and then off we go to 1592.
yeah, it's actually it's just not retesting then. But I mean, a nice small entry would have been good when the market opened, about down here. But now we're just waiting to see if it'll break this level. But yeah, once it breaks, boom, it's good to go. Right?
Got it.
Let me see. All right. So broke out this channel. Remember, our trend lines are like our support resistance, right? What do we say about support resistance? It goes from east to west indefinitely, right? Support resistance in the past will be respected in the future. That's the same thing about our trend lines, okay? Support resistance is just horizontal, right? Our trend lines are diagonal or support resistance. So if it's diagonal support resistance, then what? They're going to forever go in those directions. So to see future levels, just extend the trend lines out. And a lot of times they'll find in the past, they were also respected. Okay? So that's why we're going to go all the way up here. Or why we would look to exit all the way up here. All right? Multiple intersections of resistance makes that level of that area pretty strong, right? So what you can also do actually, let me just drop this. Let me drop this first before let me drop this. Always do that. There we go. Just need to put this stuff down here. 4 hour. Now I'm going to drop this with the embedded hinge shoulders on it. So you have to see what I see. And why I see it. is for the HNS. And then a little deeper here. All right. Doesn't matter what time frame you're on, it's the same stuff, guys. Same stuff. Drop a couple of trend lines here. I don't want to do that. I want to create a nice channel. Okay. And then, usually, alright. So we're basically stair stepping to go back up here. All right. So we could say when price comes back down here, we'll look for the buy up. Right? It's still creating higher highs. Price just broke out to the top. Okay? It hasn't even come back to the 50 for the first time yet. Okay? It did pull back a couple of times, a nice little double bottom here at resistance level, but resistance turns support. Right? So, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me good?
Sure.
All right, cool. I just know how to flat it. My screen just glitched, so. All right. So what we do is we wait for it to pull back and then take the buy back up, right? By the time it comes here, this 50 SMA, if it's definitely lined up where it pulls back, take that buy to the next level or to the top, right? We know where we're going. Even though we calculated this in a higher time frame, or we analyzed this in a higher time frame, we know where we're going. So no matter what kind of trader you are, whether you're a scalper or you're intraday or you're a swing, okay? And if you know the overall direction, and then when you break it down on the smaller charts, on the smaller time frames, you know the rest, you know what direction you should be looking to go. All right? You're basically looking at an early entry. And you don't have to hold it the whole way. Just follow your trading plan. Right? I'm analyzing these pairs on a bigger time frame. So then everyone, no matter what kind of trader you are, you can get a move from it. It doesn't matter how many pips you want. If you know we're going for 100 pips overall, or there's the possibility that could go for a buy for 100 pips overall, then if you're a scalper, take the 10 pips. Wait for the pullback, take another 10 pips. Wait for the pullback, take another 10 pips. Right? If it's intraday, take your 35 to 40 pips. Right? Wait for it to break out and then do it again. So that's why I still advocate, no matter what kind of trader you are, you should still be charting up your pairs. No matter what strategy you're using, you should still chart up your pairs. Because if you notice, I've never started a chart with my indicators on it. I've always marked it up first. And then I just, whatever strategy I'm doing, I put it over my markup to confirm my analysis, number one, and number two, to tell me when to enter. Does that make sense? Right? You never want to look at a naked chart just with no markups, just whatever increase you're doing, because you don't know overall how far the price will go. You're playing with half of, actually a third of the information that you can have to give you the edge, right? The other third is fundamentals. You have fundamentals, the technical analysis, and then the strategy. Does that make sense? Jump number two, what I said just makes sense. You know, of why, and this is why a lot of people say, oh, that strategy doesn't work. Oh, this strategy doesn't work. No, the strategy works. You're just doing a third of the work. All right? So don't be afraid to try to prepare. If anything, it'll save you money. Right? We want to make weekly withdrawals, not weekly deposits. You feel me? All right. So I'm gonna drop this. I think I'm gonna drop one without the EMAs first. Gold, it's one. And then I'll drop it with the EMAs. All right. And I do believe that that was, let me see. No, we got a couple more there. All right. So, we're going to look at US30 tonight. I'm going to do that last. The next chart we're going to look at is USDCAD, and then we're going to do US30, and then we're going to be good for the night. All right? So, USDCAD. Daily and 4. All right. USDCAD, what did we see developing last week? A potential, well, first of all, we had the break of our trend line, right? A nice aggressive break too, right? Go retest it and bought all the way up, okay? Now, we started to look up at a major resistance area, okay? This level has been respected plenty of time. It's been respected plenty of times, and just about every time that we come up here, they have a little bit of consolidation, and the price fell. Okay. We will also. My printer just randomly came in. Like this. Okay. Right. We were also looking at a potential inverted head and shoulders scenario here. All right. We had a left shoulder, we had a head, and then a potential right shoulder. Overall, we were looking for it to sail down. All right. This was broken down on the 4 hour, and our first take profit was around 1.3200. Okay. Right around 1.3200, we will look for it. Then to break that trend line, come up, retest, and then we're going to enter into another sale all the way back down to 1.3000. Okay. I haven't checked the chart. Let's see how it played out. I should take for index. All right. clean this up just a little bit. Can't really see, but we can see it definitely rejected, right? It's about to hit take profit 1. There we go. All right. So price rejected last week. This thing's about to create like a double bottom here. If it makes it all the way down. But overall, I'm still sticking with this analysis. Okay? The sell is still good. The sell is still good. It's playing out. All right? If you missed it, it's all good. Let me see if I can clean this up a little bit. Hold on. Sales definitely still good on this. All right. So this is perfect. Perfect. We had our first drop, right? First drop here. Actually, let me do this real quick. This is gonna be this. All right. I'm on a 1 hour time frame right now. Okay, 1 hour time frame. I'm not gonna mark this up. I'm just gonna show you what to do. Okay, I'm gonna show you what to do. I'm gonna tell you what to do. When price pulls back up to the 50 EMA, that's your entry point for the sell. All right. Whenever you enter to a trade, if you're using the EMAs that we're using, okay. If you're using this setup, I think that the most commonly used EMA is the 50. All right. I think a lot of you probably do use it. Okay. You want to enter your trades at your EMAs. That's the best way to stay in trouble and to actually win more trades, right? Now, some of you might be tempted to take the buys back to the EMAs, right? I know, I've seen it. What happens a lot of the time is that it might not make it all the way back to the 50 before it continues into its intended direction, okay? So that's why it's safer to wait till it actually does pull back and then enter the trade at the top and then follow it back into the trend. Okay? Follow it back into the trend. So if you're inside to break the cycle, when I drop a signal and you miss the signal, let's say 15, 20 minutes or whatever, a lot of you are passing that signal up and it's still good. All you have to do is have a little bit of patience, wait for the pullback, and then take that entry to our take profit. Okay? That pullback, you can even wait to go to the 15-minute time frame. What do we say? Price always likes to come back to the 50, right? So if you miss the entry, and price pulls back to the 50, that's the next entry to go back with the trend. Pulls back to the 50, that's the entry. Go back with the trend. Once it starts getting choppy sideways, just wait. Just wait. When it breaks out, what's it going to do? It's going to pull back. That's your entry. Okay? But looking at this 1 hour, I will wait till it pulls back. And then follow our overall analysis. All right? Could it reject back up here? Yes. Yes, it can. The 50 EMA is right here. Can it reject off the 50? Yes. If you're worried about that 50 EMA, wait for price to break it and pull back to it. Then insert and go with the trend. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't want to mark this up because the analysis is currently breaking, it's playing out. So the chart from last week is still good, but I will drop the chart without the EMAs. So you guys can see. All right. I'm gonna drop the daily. Without that hidden show this pattern. And then I want to if this was not okay. There we go. That's a lot better. And then every level is the start take profit level. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So USDCAD daily. And then I'll go ahead and I'll drop the 4 hour. Or was it the 1 hour we were looking at? Maybe it was the 1 hour. Alright, this is what I'll do on the 1 hour. This is what we'll do. We will drop our bank rates on here. Okay. We'll start them at 1.3220, 1.3250, 1.3280, 1.3300. All right, and we'll remove. I think that's not put action line somewhere. 1.3 to 50 to 280. Alright. So we'll keep this. Alright. Let's also add that. Somebody need to put someone down here. It's exactly not the support. Okay. So if we don't, this is actually, I'm gonna add one more support level because it's kind of obvious. I want you guys actually, I just do this. Okay. I just do that. So if it breaks above it, we'll come up here. And then come that down. Okay. You know, somebody like to see on a smaller chart, so on a smaller time frame. Let me just keep it super simple, right? Breakouts, retest, breakouts, retest. Okay, or just throw your 50 EMA on there. Sorry to really have to do. Okay. Okay. You drop this one, and then we'll take a look at US30 real quick. Let's see what we could be looking at. Does this 1 hour chart, does that look clear for you guys? Will you be able to come back and see it and know what to do? Know what to expect? All right, cool. Cool. Let's look at USDCAD real quick. Is there any questions about anything so far? Any questions? Anything? No. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna look at USDCAD. I like to save those for Wednesdays, right? I don't want to mess up the chart. But I could tell you guys just real quick what I would be expecting. So last week, our our analysis worked out. This was the primary entry down here. When we looked at it last week, the price is right here on our trend line. And we said that if it rejected here, we're looking for the buyback up. But more than likely, it was going to break down lower down here, around where the second arrow is. So we'll look for the buyback up. Now, it did go all the way down to this support level, and it bought up about 2,600 pounds, right? And on Friday, I told everyone, you know, if you were in that and you got that 2,600 pips, go ahead and take your profit at the level it was at, which is right up here. Because what we started to see was price started to break down even more. So I was expecting it to do exactly what it did, which was pull back again, okay? After its first pullback, we were expecting it to pull back again. At any rate, it's really been respecting this trend line, although it did break it here, right? They just came back to the same support level they went to previous time, and then bought back above that trend line. So we're going to look for it to possibly get back up to 295.95. All right, get back up to 295.95. What you can do is this. If I was to take this thing out now, I really don't need that. I should just hit it. Right. What we can do is we could box in price, right? I don't like that. Right there. All right, cool. Boom. So what we can do is we could box in price, and we could say, okay, if it doesn't break the top of our trend line here, because it is starting to make lower highs, okay, then we might want to see it come down. Come back down. All right, from this level. Well, we're not right in this instance, might not say all the way back down to here, because I'm going to where the most suspected level is, right? We already know that we may be here multiple times, okay? So I would just set my take profit for that level or a little bit above it, okay? Just a little bit above it. I believe this is also around EMA 200. There we go. Okay. Boom. Also around the EMA 200 down here. Okay. But as long as we're still trading above this 50, we're expected to keep on buying. Right? As long as we're trading above this 50 and staying below the trend line. Now this is going to squeeze. It's going to squeeze. I don't know about tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. Or tomorrow. Retail traders could be sketchy, right? When this 50 starts to squeeze, this whole section, this is what I'm trying to say. This section right here. When price is here, and this intersection here, that's where we're going to possibly see a strong rejection or a strong breakout. Okay? That's where we're going to have our EMAs, our support, our resistance levels, everything is going to be intersected at the same point. Okay? So, let's see. Let's see what happens. What does this look like? What does that look like? What formation is this? A flag? Right? This particular flag, what's the highest probable outcome on this particular flag? What direction? Where we going? Up. So if it buys down, we're gonna look for this right here. Breakout. Let's see if we make this green. retest. So this is overall. People say formations don't matter. I don't know. I make a living off of them. They say formations don't play out. They're not good. There's a high probable formations. Things that happen over and over and over again. Do some of them fail? Yeah. But most of them play out. Right? So if it does fall back down, the stronger move is to buy back up. Okay? So let me see how. Actually, I want to take this. I'm gonna drop this chart right here, but after I drop the cleaner chart. Okay? So let me clean this thing up. Is there any questions about anything? Any questions, guys? Is anyone confused by anything? Everyone good? All right. So this is US30 on a 1 hour. Want to see if it rejects. Okay? Want to see if it rejects off of this level. We'll come back down. Overall though, overall it's the buy. Okay? Overall it's the buy. All right, guys, let me see. This was good. We are good to go. Is there any questions for me? Wait. Is there any questions for me last call? Everyone understand what we covered tonight? All right, cool. This replay, I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. Wait, what's that? All good? All right, cool. This replay, I'm gonna put it up on YouTube as soon as I can. Like I said, go ahead and check it out, youtube.com/BreakTheCycleFX. Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on the notifications so you know anytime we drop a new video. All right. Thank you everyone for coming up and hanging out with us for about 2 hours tonight. Wow, time flew by fast. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook or if you are a part of Break the Cycle FX, hit me up in Slack and our support channels. All right. Hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you on the next call.